What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Queen as we return to A Night at the Opera, 1975. Thank you as always to Michaela. And the next track is Seaside Rendezvous. It certainly gives us a sense of the scenery, the physical location, as well as the context for the scene. But as to what that seaside rendezvous might entail, what type of rendezvous it is, it remains uncertain. So, yes, it suggests a particular scene, but as to what the particulars of that scene are, I will do my best to follow. Let's give it a listen. This is Queen. The song is Seaside Rendezvous, and it's from their 1975 debut album, A Night at the Opera.
Just keep right on dancing. What a damn jolly good idea. It's such a jollification, as a matter of fact. So treat your mom, my dear. Underneath the moonlight, together we'll shine across the sea, reminiscing every night. Meantime, baby, I ask you to be my Valentine. You say it, I have to tell you that if you can. Start a sensational seaside rendezvous. So adorable. Seaside rendezvous. Woo. Seaside rendezvous. Give us a kiss.
Wow, that is very fun. It's creative. It's clever. There's a lot going on. It reminded me of like a ragtime tune, you know, at the piano. I think there might even have been a dulcimer at one point. But also like, I don't know, 1930s style, like very throwback, not just, you know, like mid-20th century, but like first half of the 20th century throwback, but also clever and comedic and sort of having the feeling of like a song in a musical. It felt like a track taken from a musical soundtrack, and definitely, you know, some quick changes of rhythm, which again gave it a bit of that musical feel. Some interesting instrumentation. As I said, there was a part where it was like, wait, was that a dulcimer? I don't think it was a harpsichord, but it definitely had a different feel than a piano, where, you know, there was also piano. As I said, it gave me a bit of a ragtime feel, but there was like, you know, a kazoo, and then like, you know, someone like tapping on the wood of a piano or something. Like, there was some real like showmanship type of vibes in this one, including in the vocals and the lyrics, which sounds like it is exactly what it says. It's like he's talking about a seaside rendezvous. It seems like he's projecting it more than like we're here right now, and talking like, oh, we can, you know, walk along, and, you know, we'll be under the moon, and, you know, we'll reminisce, and we'll, you know, think about how nostalgic everything is. But he says like, oh, you know, I ask you to be my Clementine. You say, it sounds like she's saying like, no, I can't do that. So it sounds like he's maybe getting ahead of himself in the story between him and the person he's addressing. And then later it's like, will you be my Valentine? And it's like, she's like, well, hold on, I gotta go talk to my dad about this. So again, it feels like maybe the narrator's trying to will this into reality, and yet maybe it's not exactly working out the way he wants, or it's certainly more complicated. But then there was a line about, like, going by a casino and maybe dipping into the casino, and yeah, just the clever comedic creativity, like vocally, compositionally, and in terms of the scene painting slash lyrics, which again I'm kind of on the edges of. I caught little tidbits. It's one I'll have to hear, and part of it is because, like, it was very quick. It was very witty, and just like the parts of the story were like embedded in this quick, clever, and like rhythmically shifting tune, which can't be that long. That's got to be like 2.5 minutes. Yeah, less than that even. So, yeah, it came and went very quickly, like a piece in a musical. So, yeah, definitely a fun one. And admittedly, I knew Queen had a bit of a, like, I don't know, let's say, like, theatrical quality to their music. I mean, I've known, Bohemian Rhapsody going way back, and that definitely, like, jumps through some different sections, and, there's a bit of a, like, am I watching a musical feel to it? But not like this. This is something different. And ultimately, I've already heard variety from them on this opening album, never mind hearing a couple tunes that are not on this album, that suggest to me their creativity and their variety seems to be, like a calling card, a hallmark of their music. And I say that with still very little experience, but already that is coming through. And I enjoy, again, the vocals on this one, and I'm assuming, again, that's Freddie there, because that sounds, like the vocals that I knew of Queen, which, again, I guess it just keeps, like, or it bears repeating that one of the things I knew the best about them, from the time I was younger, was their soundtrack to that Flash Gordon movie. So, yeah, it'll just be interesting to go through this catalog. Once again, big thank you to Michaela, who's made a lot available, and we will continue to go through. And if I'm remembering correctly, yeah, I think Yvonne sent me some stuff too, but ultimately, Michaela has made available a large collection of their material, which we are still in the very, very early stages of going through. So let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.